Okay, so we're diving into something pretty cool today, huh? Like, I mean, we're surrounded by wood and glass,
Yeah.
but what if you could, like, combine them?
Yeah, that's basically what transparent wood is, isn't it? It's got the potential to, well, I mean, imagine a building made of wood, but it's basically like filled with natural light, like a greenhouse almost.
Whoa, okay, that's wild. So how do you even, like, how do you make wood see-through? That just sounds like something out of a movie.
Right. But it's actually simpler than you think. It starts with, regular wood, and then the key is to get rid of the lignin.
Lignin.
Yeah, it's what gives wood its color and, that solid look.
Ah, so you, like, strip the wood down to, what, like its skeleton?
Exactly. And you're left with this porous structure, like a kind of like a sponge, I guess.
Okay.
And then it gets infused with a special polymer, usually a type of epoxy or something called PMMA. And that basically fills in all the gaps, makes the wood strong again.
So wait, it's like you fill a sponge with clear resin? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, that's a good way to think about it. It's strong, but now light can pass through it.
Okay, now that makes sense.
Yeah.
But is it actually, like, as strong as regular wood?
That's the cool part. It's not just strong, it can actually be even stronger than glass.
What? Really? So, like, a transparent wood window would be less likely to, like, shatter?
Exactly. Way safer, especially for things like, big windows or skylights.
Wow. I mean, and the research mentioned it's like a better insulator than glass, too, right?
Oh, yeah, way better. Wood's naturally a great insulator, and this process doesn't, totally mess that up. So, yeah, it could mean lower energy bills and stuff.
So, wait, you're telling me strong natural light and saves energy? Sounds too good to be true. What's the catch?
Well, there's always a catch, right? Like, the biggest one right now is probably the cost. It's still pretty pricey compared to regular glass or plywood.
So is this all just like a science experiment then? Or is there hope for this to actually, like, become affordable?
Oh, no, I think there's definitely hope. Researchers are making real progress there. They're trying different woods, tweaking the process, even looking at using wood waste, which would be, that'd be fantastic for the environment, right?
Okay, so it sounds like they're really trying to make this work, but let's go back to the process for a sec. You mentioned different woods, so does that mean you can make any wood transparent?
Good question. I mean, a lot of types could probably work, but so far, balsa wood's been the most successful.
Balsa wood, like for model airplanes.
Yeah, it's light, strong, grows quickly, and there's already a lot of it out there.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay, but I'm still a little fuzzy on, like, how you actually make it transparent.
Okay, so first, the wood gets soaked in this chemical bath, and that basically dissolves the lignin. It's kind of like bleaching it, I guess.
Superpowered wood bleaching.
Right. And then, this is the coolest part. The wood goes into a vacuum chamber, and they add the polymer. The vacuum helps the polymer, really get into all the tiny spaces in the wood.
So it's not just like a coating, it's really becoming a part of the wood.
Yeah, exactly. The polymer and the wood fibers actually bond together. You get this new material. Still wood, but with, those superpowers.
Wow. So why are they experimenting with different polymers? Does it really make a difference?
Yeah, it makes a huge difference. Some are stronger, some are more flexible, and some hold up better against like sunlight or water. It all depends on what you're using it for, right?
So it's not a one-size-fits-all kind of thing.
Nope. And that's why all this research is so important. They're always trying to, find that perfect balance.
So is this all just a cool science project, or can it actually, like, I don't know, actually do something useful?
Oh, it can do tons of stuff. We've talked about buildings and solar panels, but that's just the beginning. There's way more.
Okay, I'm all ears. What else can it do?
Well, people are talking about using it for car windshields, for one thing. Imagine a windshield that's lighter and way stronger than glass.
Wait, hold on. A wooden windshield. Are you serious?
Think about it. A rock hits a glass windshield, it shatters. A transparent wood windshield, well, it could just flex. No more dangerous, broken glass everywhere.
Okay, yeah, I see what you mean. What else? Anything else kind of crazy?
Get this, they're even looking at using it in electronics.
What, like a wood phone screen? How would that even work?
I know, right? It's still early days, but they're trying to use transparent wood as a base for flexible displays. Could be, totally biodegradable too. That would be incredible, wouldn't it?
Wow. It's amazing what they can do these days. But, like, is anyone actually using this stuff, or is it all just, in the lab still?
Oh no, it's definitely out there. Some companies are already using it to make building panels. Windows, skylights, even whole walls.
Wow. So those houses, with the light coming through the walls, that's actually happening. That's crazy.
Yeah, it's pretty wild. It's like, you walk in and the whole place is just bathed in this
Uh-huh.
warm light. It's beautiful.
But how does it hold up, in the real world? Does it scratch? What about rain, sun?
Great questions. Researchers are definitely working on that. Testing different coatings, trying to make it as tough as possible.
So it's like they're trying to make it like regular wood tough, but, keep it transparent.
Yeah, that's the goal. And they're getting pretty good results. It looks like it can actually last for years and years, even outside.
That's good to hear. Sounds like they're thinking about the long term here.
Yeah, for sure. And not just durability, but sustainability, too. Using wood waste, sourcing wood responsibly, even trying to make it biodegradable at the end of its life.
So it's like they're thinking about the whole picture, not just like the cool factor.
Right. And it's not just scientists who are excited about this. Architects, designers, everybo's starting to, see the possibilities.
I can totally see why. It's a totally new way of thinking about how we build stuff.
Exactly. It's combining, nature and technology in this totally new way. It's
Yeah.
pretty exciting, right?
Yeah, totally. So, I mean, this whole deep dive into transparent wood's been wow, a real eye-opener. It's incredible what they can do these days. But before we wrap up, I'm kind of curious, what do you think, what does all this mean for the future? I mean, what kind of world could we, build with this stuff?
Oh, that's a great question. It's hard to say, right? But I mean, imagine buildings filled with natural light, healthier and more energy efficient, cars that are safer and, better for the planet, and maybe even electronics that are actually good for the environment that can, go back to the earth when we're done with them.
Wow. That's a pretty amazing vision. It makes me actually, excited for the future.
Me too. It's like a reminder that we can still learn so much from nature. And who knows what other incredible things we might discover, right?
Exactly. It's all about staying curious, isn't it? Thanks for joining us today, everyone. We hope you learned something new and that you'll keep exploring the world around you. And hey, who knows, maybe someday we'll all be living in houses made of transparent wood. Till next time, keep those imaginations going.
It's not just, a lab thing anymore. I mean, it's still expensive, but researchers are really working on bringing that price down.
That's great. So it's not just a pipe dream. But okay, let's go back to the process. You said different woods, so can you make any wood transparent or what?
Theoretically, probably, yeah. But the best results so far have been with balsa wood.
Balsa wood.
Yeah.
Seriously, like the stuff they use for model airplanes.
Exactly. It's light, strong, grows super fast. Plus, there's tons of it already being used for other stuff.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense. I guess I'm still kind of stuck on how you actually, make wood transparent.
Sure. So the first step, you soak the wood in this chemical bath that basically dissolves the lignin, the stuff that gives wood its color.
So it's like what, like super bleaching it or something?
Pretty much. That leaves you with that porous structure like we talked about.
Okay, and then,
Then, and this is the cool part, you put the wood in a vacuum chamber and introduce the polymer, like that PMMA or epoxy. The vacuum helps it get, really deep into the wood.
so it's not just coating the surface, it's like actually going inside.
Right. It binds with the wood fibers. It's like they become this new material, part wood, part polymer.
So why all the different polymers? Does it matter which one you use?
Oh, totally. They all have, different strengths and weaknesses. Some are stronger, some are better in sunlight, some are more water resistant.
So it's not just like a one-size-fits-all thing.
Nope. It really depends on what you're using it for. And that's why there's so much research going on, trying to find that sweet spot.
Okay, that makes sense. So is this all just a fancy science project? Or can you actually do useful things with this stuff?
Oh, it can do tons of stuff. I mean, we've talked about buildings and solar panels, but that's really just scratching the surface.
Okay, so what else? Lay it on me.
Yeah.
What else can you do with transparent wood?
Well, people are looking at using it for car windshields.
Wait, a wooden windshield? Is that even possible?
It sounds crazy, right?
Ah.
But think about it. A rock hits a glass windshield, it's done. But a transparent wood windshield, it could just flex, absorb the impact.
Okay, yeah, I see what you mean. That's pretty cool. Anything else, totally out there?
You're even thinking about using it in electronics.
A wooden phone screen? What? How would that even... I don't even...
I know, it's wild, right? It's still early days, but the idea is to use it as a base for flexible displays. Plus, it could be biodegradable, Imagine that.
That's incredible. But, is any of this stuff actually happening out there in the real world? Or is this all just, still in the lab?
Oh, no, it's happening. There are companies already making, transparent wood panels for buildings, windows, skylights, you name it.
Whoa, so those houses we were talking about, with the light coming through the walls, those are real.
Yeah, yeah. And they're amazing. The light just like floods the whole space. It's beautiful.
Okay, but how does it actually hold up? Scratches, rain,
Yeah.
sun.
Yeah, good questions. Researchers are working on making it like super durable, trying new coatings and stuff.
So they're trying to make it like as tough as regular wood.
Pretty much, yeah. And they're getting there. Looks like it can last for years, even outside.
That's good. So they're not just thinking about, the short term, they're thinking about the long term, the whole picture.
Yeah, for sure. And it's not just about like durability. They're working on sustainability too,
Yeah.
using wood waste, responsible sourcing, even trying to make it biodegradable.
Wow, that's impressive. They're really thinking about everything, aren't they?
Yeah, it's pretty amazing. And it's not just scientists who are excited about this. Architects, designers, everyone's starting to like get on board.
Well, yeah. I mean, it's like a whole new way of thinking about like design and construction, right?
Totally. It's bringing together, nature and technology in this really, really cool way.
So this whole deep dive, I don't know, it's been pretty mind-blowing. I mean, transparent wood. Who knew?
Right. It's incredible what they can do these days.
But before we wrap up, I'm kind of curious, like, what do you think all of this means for the future? What kind of world can we, like, build with this stuff?
That's a big question, isn't it? I mean, who knows, right? But imagine buildings that are like filled with natural light, healthier, more energy efficient, cars that are safer, lighter, better for the planet. And maybe even, I don't know, electronics that are actually like good for the environment.
Wow. That's a pretty
Yeah.
incredible future,
Yeah.
if we can actually make it happen.
Yeah. And it all starts with, being curious, looking for new solutions.
Right. And never stopping exploring the possibilities.
Yeah.
It's really amazing all the things they're doing with transparent wood. But okay, let's be real. Like, what are the big roadblocks? What's stopping this from, really taking off?
Yeah, good point. I mean, cost is still a big one. It's getting cheaper, but it's not like cheap enough yet to, totally replace glass or plywood everywhere. But honestly, I think the biggest problem might be, well, people.
People. What do you mean?
I mean, we're so used to wood being, well, wood, right? Solid, opaque. It's
Yeah.
what we build with. The idea of it being see-through, it's kind of weird for a lot of people.
Yeah, I get that. It's like, I don't remember when touch screens first came out, everyone was like, what? You want me to type on glass? That's crazy.
Exactly. And now everyone's like glued to their phones, right?
Right. So you think it's just a matter of like people getting used to it?
I think so. The more they see it, the more examples of it in the real world, the less weird it'll seem.
So it's all about like showing people what's possible.
Right. Yeah. Designers and architects, they have a big role to play here, coming up with cool new ways to use it.
You mentioned some companies are already using it for buildings. Like, what are some of the coolest examples out there?
Ooh, there's some really neat projects. There's this company in Sweden. They're building a transparent wood facade for skyscrapers. Can you imagine that? Skyscraper that's like, glowing from within.
A wooden skyscraper. That's pretty wild. What else?
There's this group in Switzerland, they've made transparent wood roof tiles. Like imagine sunlight just streaming through your roof.
That's amazing. But okay, how practical is this stuff really? Like, does it scratch easily? What about rain, sun damage, all that?
Yeah, those are all important things to consider, right?
Yeah.
It can be sensitive to moisture, so you need to like seal it properly, especially in, rainy places.
So it's not exactly like maintenance free.
Not yet, but they're working on like better coatings. And regular wood needs protection too, right? So it's not that different.
True. Anything else to watch out for?
Well, wood's flammable, obviously. Even transparent wood.
Oh, right. So is that a problem?
They're using, fire retardant treatments. Plus, building codes are, always changing to make sure everything's safe.
Okay, that makes sense. So it sounds like they're really on top of things, making sure this stuff is, ready for prime time.
Yeah, and that's really important. I mean, this stuff has the potential to, really change how we build things, but we got to do it right.
Well, this whole deep dive has been, wow, a real eye-opener. I mean, transparent wood, who would have thought? It's pretty inspiring, actually.
It is, isn't it? It's like a reminder that there's still so much we can learn from nature.
Totally. It's all about, keeping that curiosity alive. So thanks for joining us, everyone. We hope you learned something cool today. And hey, who knows, maybe someday we'll all be living in houses made of, glowing wood
Wouldn't that be something? Until next time, keep exploring.
and keep those imaginations running wild.